Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Avini Vibes. Very grateful to be here this evening. Thank you for taking the time to be with us. Whoever invited you, just remember they think a lot of you. They think highly of you to invite you to hear the most amazing stories. My name is Christine Rolando. I'm from Hudson Valley, New York. My co-host, Carol Witt. And most of the times we have Chip Littlejohn with us. He might not be with us this evening, but if he jumps in, we're always going to give Chip the opportunity to share his wisdom tonight. I do recommend that you get a pen and pencil because we're going to hear from somebody amazing this evening and you want to capture his wisdom and his knowledge. We're so blessed to have the greatest and finest incredible technologies with this company, the leadership, and the company that's truly changing people's lives. And listen, we're not a supplemental company. Oh, Eddie Q, EQ, Eddie Q. EQ always says we take the bad out, making room for the good. And remember, we don't make medical claims, we don't diagnose, and we don't treat. What we're here to do is learn, to hear from the best, the smartest, and the brightest, and to educate one another, learn from one another. We've been away. It was the holidays. Wow. But we're back, Carol. Feels like a lifetime. We haven't, Carol and I talk all the time, but I haven't seen many of your faces that I usually see weekly. But I do want to encourage you to pay attention. As MJ would say, what do we say? Don't miss this, right? You want to hear this, don't miss this. Tonight, I've had the privilege of getting to know this man through Avini and got a chance to meet him personally in Boca, but also I'm grateful to him because even through the holidays, he stayed connected to me. And listen, we're cross-lined to each other, but he is my mentor. He's really brilliant. He knows what he's doing, so I really urge you to listen closely. And his name is Dave Gilday. Dave and I had the opportunity to do an MST training after going through SEAL Team 7 and going through MJ's training. And Dave and I got the opportunity to coach it together, and that's how I got to really know him. But I count him as a friend, and again, we're blessed to have him tonight. So get your pen and paper. If you're a guest, you're in the right place at the right time. So Dave Gilday, please come and share your amazing story and your wisdom with us.
Thank you. I was excited. I prepared pretty well today. I've got a presentation. I'm a fast talker, so the good news is that this is recorded. So you'll be able to see it again if you need to. But I have a bunch of information that I hope you'll find amusing, helpful, and all of that. First, I wanted to talk about an absolute. A beanie can solve people's health, wealth, and connection goals and dreams better than anything I've seen in 48 years of being in business. Now, I'm 69 years old and I've been in business that long and I love being in business, but I've never seen anything as powerful as this. I'm going to tell my story a little later on, but the first step to you and your team to achieve your goals and dreams are for clearly defined targets and direction. So we're going to talk about that here in a minute. On last Saturday's Avini corporate call, MJ Durkin presented a goal sheet. Maybe you remember that. Maybe you were on that call. If you have it and you can get to it quick, that would be your paper and pencil because we're going to go over that just here in a minute. The goal sheet is located on Avini Health Training. You scroll down to the MJ Durkin training section and then it's called Planning Guide. Now I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. Whoops. One second. Get out of
Oh,
there.
there's Chip. Chip's with us. Hello, Chip.
Hey, Chip. Good to have you
Good
on.
to see you, Chip. We were talking about you, Chip, before you got here, hoping you'd join us.
That's right. But we're going to stop now.
Hi, Dave. Keep going. Keep going, Dave.
All right. So here we are. Let me share let me get oh, here it is. Okay, good. Okay. So you should be able to see my slide. Is that right? You can see my slides?
Yes.
Okay. So this is that worksheet. And I'm sorry, I'm going to be looking at the worksheet, so it won't be looking directly at you. Okay. The first question, this is a Avini 2026. I thought it was exciting. I actually filled it out. It fits me and what I want to do. So your first question is, what is your ultimate goal with Avini? Your rank and accomplishments. I've got mine. I've had it for the whole time I've been in, really. Black Diamond Executive, $80,000 per month, $1 million a year. Now, that is not the top of the pay line, but I don't really care. I want to make $1 million a year. That's my goal. 80,000 does it. If I only make Black Diamond Executive, I'll be good with that. And I have set my date. Now, it says 2020. It should be 2030. Okay, so that should be about 4 or 5 years from now. But that's my goal. I'm an Emerald Executive now, knocking on the door of Diamond. Second question for you. So just make sure when you're doing this, what ultimate goal do you want? If you don't know, get with your upline. There are people who can tell you what it is. I know as a leader, one of the things I noted from my leaders in the past where they always saw more in me than I saw in myself. And that really helped me because I'd say, "Oh, I think I can do this goal." They say, "No, we think you can do two levels above." And I would work and I'd make the two levels above, and I never thought I could. But leaders see more in us than we do. So make sure you get with someone to help you on that. Number two, what is your goal between now and the summit? I have a I have my goal is to have my focus leg in your charts in your back office. It calls it a weak leg. I refuse to do that. It's my focus leg. It's the leg I'm working on the most, okay? And I want to make a couple of frontline people gold and silver, and that'll put me at 6,000 in my focus leg, and that'll be a growth step for me. Some people spell silver different than that, but that's the way we do it in Tennessee. Okay, number three. What is your 3 month, 6 month, and 1 year goal for rank? I'll tell you, folks, it's really a neat thing to put that. I've had that set. I was able to put it here because I had already done it. But it's neat to know where is it that you're going to go this year. Not only that, but it allows you. I was able to do my cash flow. I know what I'm going to make this year in Avini because of the ranks that I want to achieve. So my Diamond Apprentice goal is March 20. Says 26. Excuse me. It's the end of each of these months. So the end of March in 2026. That's, by the way, 75,000 in volume. My Diamond Director goal is July, end of July of 26. That's 100,000 in volume. I've come close to that. 2 months ago, I hit 98,000. So it's the focus leg that's keeping me back that I'm working with. And then Diamond Exec by the end of the year. That's 125,000 and that is a 9,000 a month paycheck. Okay. So those are my goals for this particular year. So set yours. They can be whatever you want, modest, big, however you want to. But do set them. Have someplace a purpose, okay? So the next question is how much time daily will you spend on Avini and what are those specific times? I'd like to say first, you'll hear it again. It doesn't matter if you're part-time, full-time in this business. It does matter if you're sometime. It won't work as well. Okay. In fact, it won't work at all. But part-time or full-time is fine. It's the commitment that makes the difference, not the amount of time. I happen to be able to choose what I want to work, and I'm focused this year on making my goals work. So for me, I divided my days into shifts. My first morning shift is from 10 to noon. From my second shift is from 1 to 5. My third is from 6 to 9 or 10 o'clock. Okay. So I'm going to be working morning and afternoon shifts Monday through Thursday. Friday and Saturday only morning shifts. And then evening shifts Monday through Thursday. That's what I've chosen to work. Okay. I never work on Sundays. I revere the Lord and that's his day. And so I just don't work on Sundays. All right. So you decide. Now, for some of you, think, Dave, I'm part time. Pick a time period. Pick a time. Mickey Dillon said that he worked as a pharmaceutical rep and he hated it and he wanted out and he started in network marketing. He said he worked 5 days a week from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. every night, 5 days a week until he fired his boss. So you pick a time. I'll work from this many hours or 5 hours a week, an hour a day. It won't make a difference, the time. It makes a difference, the commitment, the consistency. MJ says consistency plus activity equals results. And that happens every time. Okay. How many follow-ups will you do? I have a personal, whatever calls I've made the day before or whatever follow-ups I'm supposed to do, I always do my follow-ups first. And then I make my outreach calls. And what I do is I schedule those first. Okay. I schedule those the first thing of the day. And then after that, I'll take my three-way calls and I'll do my other busy work if I have it. But I want to get this done because it's what will make a difference, the most difference to me and the freedom that I choose to have. Okay. Next, how many new enrollments will you have each month? I put 5 each month. Will I hit it every month? I hope I will, but it's a goal. Folks, you're keep in mind that the goals you set here, this is really important. The goals you set are chiseled in concrete, but the time is in sand. Okay, in a prior program, I set a diamond goal 3 separate times, missed it twice, but on the third time I made it. Now I didn't whine or complain because I made it the third time. I just went on. The goal was chiseled in concrete. The time is often in sand. So you just set your goal the best you can and you go for it. And then if you don't hit it, you go for it again. Okay. So that's it. So you just make a guess at those things. Okay. How many people will you help advance and rank each month? I am working with 4 people to help them make diamond. So those are the people that I'm going to focus on to help them rank advance. And then all that I can after that. Okay, I'll not deny anybody, but there are people that I'm working with. What we find, and it's up to you, we find that we as a leader, you end up working 80% of your time with those who are committed to going up the ranks, let's just say diamond. And the rest of the time you can work with your team because they are already going at the pace they want to. They're having fun. They're doing what they need, and you don't need to do a lot to support them. And so that's what'll happen in here. Will you start regular weekly or monthly presentations in your local areas? I thought it was neat. You that are on Christine's team, they just had one today. They're a master at it. And so the deal is you can set that. And if you're on her team, get with them about doing just that. Our team is going to focus around what we call the contest script. And that's a unique thing that we're doing that we think that will work very well. So that's how you can answer that question. And your monthly or weekly presentation can be on Zoom anymore. I used to do that all the time. What will you engage in for personal development? I'll read my desire statement, which is at the front of this goal sheet. And that's what it says at the bottom, is to read what it is you want to do every day. Picturize it, attain it. And then I have a book, Brian Tracy's Eat That Frog and Workbook. Now, I thought some of you may not believe that. So there they are. That's a real deal, okay? And they're really neat. Eat That Frog is the idea that you do the hardest thing that you hate the most, that'll pay the most. You do it first. You eat that frog first. After that, he says the day goes a lot better. So that's what I try to do. And that's what those are for, so that I can do that. But that reading your desire statement and picturizing your attainment is huge. It's what helped me to go diamond in my first business, is the ability to visualize the fact that I could be there, even though I wasn't there. I had failed 8 times before. I pictured that I was going across the stage, and I did it every single day. And eventually I went across that stage as a diamond. All right.
Dave,
Yeah.
can you give an example of a desire statement? Say it.
Sure. Oh, sure. My desire statement right now is I will be a diamond apprentice by March 31st. That's it. Now, for me, what I do is I put little signs around. I'm looking at one right now, Diamond Apprentice, how much volume I need and the date. And it's right there in front of me. I put them everywhere I am. My mirror, I put it in front of my desk, which is where it is right now. I put it on the fridge. I put that there to remind me. I do more than just say it. I actually put the pictures around and it's all there. So I never forget where it is I'm going. And then so that I can make the action that will need to do that. So that help?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, you bet. So the next one, what will you do? Okay. How will you help the Affini family grow as an organization? For me, it's helping to train other teams like tonight, be available to speak as asked by corporate. I did that in Boca. Do 3-way calls with Crossline. I saw Helen on the phone, and we've done some 3-way calls. And then treat the whole Affini world like family. I love that about us. I just love that about us. I've been on other networking where it hasn't been that way. And this is just a neat deal where we all just help each other because it's the right thing to do. So I love that. Okay. Now here's what he says at the bottom here. It's so neat. Write the answers down by hand with pen or marker. I was able to type it in because I was able to type it in. But he says there's a certain mind-body connection when you write it down. So it's there. Print it off and write it down. Okay, get that done. Write down the rewards for accomplishing each goal. Picturize enjoying the rewards. The easiest picture any of you might do is, if you've ever been to the summit, is imagine going across the stage. Whatever rank that you're thinking you want to do, that top rank that you want, okay? Imagine going across the stage. When I imagined it, I would imagine putting my hands on the stair and making the steps just like I was really there. My eyes were closed, just like I was there. And then I'd walk up on the stage, and then they'd hand me the microphone, and I'd say a few, I thought, cool words, who knows? But I'd say a few words, and everyone would erupt with a standing ovation for me, because of what I said about that they could be, do, have. And I'll tell you, I could feel the goosebumps as I sat in my chair and could just feel the emotion. It's important when you picturize that you don't just, it's got to be emotional. You've got to feel some emotion with it. And I will tell you, it takes practice. There was a time when I couldn't even get up the stairs. My brain wouldn't even let me walk up the stairs and be held in constraints like a dog that's not trained on the leash. It was just amazing where it went. Finally, I got it so I could visualize the stairs and the hand on it and feel it and go from there. It doesn't come all at once, but if you practice it, you can get your picture down. And those pictures are what did it for me. That helped me because I failed again 8 times before. And this last time, I had a great sponsor, mentor, coach, and I picturized. Made all the difference. Okay, there you go. I love what Chip says. When the pen hits the paper, they're already done. And if you believe that, isn't that a cool thing? And when you write it down, you can have it. So get this done. Send it to your upline. Send it to whoever is helping you, whether it's your workout partner or whoever. I'm not sure the name, but if you want to take me off of the screen share, that would be great.
Carol.
Carol.
Carol's on it, believe me.
Okay. Thank you, Carol.
She'll take you off the screen share.
Yep. Because we're ready. Oh, I'm going to put my deal back up. All right.
Okay, hold on.
All right. Thank you, Dave, for sharing that. But you're,
Okay. You
I know
bet.
you have more to share.
Oh, I do. It's coming up here. Here we go. All right. So now we have our goals. We get them to your work. Oh, I got that. Get to your workout partner. Don't keep to yourself. Okay. So what are the steps to make our goals work? W.H. Murray's had a famous quote. He was a Scottish mountaineer. He said, until one is committed, there is hesitancy. The moment one definitely commits oneself, then providence moves too, and a whole stream of events issue from the decision, raising in one's favor all manner of unforeseen incidents, meetings, and material assistance which no man could have dreamed would have come his way. I have lived that. As I went diamond, people would come to me and that I never believed would have joined me out of what I thought was out of the blue. Now, a simple way to say that I do is when a commitment is made, providence moves and miracles occur. I want you to know I believe that with everything in me. It's true. It's the commitment that counts. Okay. It's not just the time you put into your business, it's the commitment you have to it that will determine your height. It was suggested on Saturday that we have a workout partner. Good advice. Find somebody that you can work out with. If you're a leader and you're taking a few people up to the diamond level, that's the workout partner relationship. If you have others that you work well with and you're about the same level or something, how cool is that? Just making sure you're talking with a leader so you know what the good habits of activity really are. And then go for it. This is not that hard of a business. Okay. So another thing that's important in this business is posture. Now, posture and network distribution is defined as belief in what you have to offer, regardless of external acceptance or approval. I'm going to read it one more time. Belief in what you have to offer, regardless of external acceptance or approval. Okay. So my question is, what's your posture when you're approaching or talking with someone? Are you solid in the belief that there are no groups of technologies, no groups of products that rival ours on this earth? None that consistently help people as solidly as Avini's. No one changes and saves lives as commonplace as our technologies and products. I'm telling you that. No one changes it in the whole earth. We have that good of technology. I believe that. I've been around in the health industry for 45 years, and I've seen many things and many miracles, but there's nothing that compete with, especially with our broad spectrum of stuff, okay? So what about your business? Are you ashamed to be in network distribution? We are in an industry where the common person has no income ceilings if they put in the effort. Frank Phelps, I don't know if he's on the phone or the call tonight. He said he would be. Frank Phelps is a hero of mine. I sponsored under him. I'm right under Frank. He was 83 years old 4 years ago when he started in the Avini business. Frank never had much success in a number of network opportunities he'd been part of, but Avini was different. He worked consistently part-time for 18 months and developed a passive income that more than doubled his retirement income. Now, Frank's 87 today. That passive income is solid today. And Frank shared with me, him and his wife's lives are immeasurably improved because of the extra income. Frank has also extended the lives of two people that I know of, maybe more, but two that he told me, one for 2 years and the other for 8 months. He says there's no price that can be placed on that. That's the Avini
Mm,
business, folks.
powerful.
That's it. All right. So you do not have to apologize for what you're offering people. Nothing compares. That's posture. Can you feel it? Nothing compares. When I talk with people, I am offering them an opportunity. I don't care if they accept or not. I'm offering them a gift, a gem. It's up to them whether they accept it or not. I don't have to apologize for what I offer. You bring an expensive gift to somebody, you don't apologize because you brought it. That's our Vini opportunity. We don't have to apologize about anything. Where do you see yourself in the business? There are basically three business roles, and you choose where you are comfortable. We want you to be comfortable. One, go at your own speed. If you want to keep plodding along, or I took this from Christine. I'm not so sure I'd said plotting, but that's what she had in her newsletter. So there it is, Christine. If you want to keep plodding along, that's okay. But be smart and plug into the tools available to you. She's from upstate New York. But remember, we don't want you to trade time for dollars. This is about building long-term residual income. Frank's income is passive. Brother Frank, I'll call Frank in the summer, and he's out in the garden or weeding. He's never, I never have a problem getting him because he's never on the phone anymore. He has a passive income, just keeps coming in. Okay. So don't get overwhelmed with busy work. Focus on actionable items. Next, the next person, you might be a Clean Start 90. That's all about the product and what the product can do to help clean a person out and clean their body out, all that. This is for those who want to move their business along at a steady speed. It's a clean start for the next 90 days, another path to success. And the third is what she calls breakthrough, yet even now, the road to diamond. This is the, this is the fastest lane. If you're ready to re-engage, now let me say that this is the fastest lane, but not because of the time, but because of the activities. The activities are different than the other two. So it's not the time, it's the activities that differ here. If you are ready to re-engage, follow the roadmap to diamond, this is your track. This track includes a business first approach. That's how I got into the business. I saw the dream. It wasn't the products that got me involved. It was the dream. I'd been bankrupt and I wanted out of that. And so the dream is what helped me move me along. And for the most in network marketing world, faster approaches happen when you do it by the business. Is it an absolute rule? Of course not. There's no absolutes. But is it predominant? Yes, it is. Okay. I would like to add you are never alone. There are teams of people who will help you succeed. Pick who you are. We'll help you whatever your levels, okay? Where can you find that? Where can you find people helping you to succeed? Not in most jobs or careers, okay? I've been there. Haven't you been there? And it's competitive and it's dog eat dog sometimes and stuff, but not here. Even amongst cross line, meaning that we have no monetary gain. Christine and I have no monetary gain if we do anything for each other. It just doesn't help us monetarily, but it doesn't matter. And then those that we do have monetary gain, my goodness, why wouldn't you help? You have a monetary gain. There's a reason. They're helping people and there's money that flows through and everybody's happy, okay? So we have teams that help people. Tony Robbins says we succeed for two reasons, inspiration or desperation. I'm going to tell you two stories where inspiration and desperation drove me. The first, January 2nd, 1997. I'd been fired from my job. I'd bankrupted the year before. So in 97, I borrowed the first of 97, I borrowed $10,000, which gave me 2.5 months to make my $4,000 a month budget. After that, I would be homeless with my family of 8. I had 6 children. I was scared and I didn't make my first call until 2:30 p.m. on January 2nd, but I was driven. By the end of July, I was platinum. I was making $8,000 per month. Desperation had been the key for me. Okay. Second, 4 years later, I'm a platinum. I'm doing okay. I'm making a few thousand every single month. It was July 15th of that year. So I was at the national convention and a couple who I had trained 2 years earlier. Now they were a rank below me when I trained them. When I trained them, they were ranked below me. Walked across stage as diamonds. I was still a platinum. I was below them. And this just really ticked me off. Not about them. They did good. It ticked me off because I could do better. And so I committed right that we all did. And at the lunch, we leaders got to speak, and I was a leader. So I got up there and I told them, I says, I'm going to be diamond by the end of August or I'll be dead. That's my commitment. By the end of August, in 6 weeks, we created 2 new platinums, generated 80,000 in new volume, and I was a diamond in September. My check went from 12 to 14,000 per month to 24,000 that month. Inspiration drove me on that one. So both of them have power if you're wanting to really do something. Remember, you do whatever you want. We don't really care. That's your life. But if you want to do something, if you want to make a difference, and you want to have your dreams that this business can afford, then there are people in your upline who can help you. Just understand it's going to be inspiration or desperation that needs to drive you. A combination of the two is more common. Okay? So, my question to you, what is your reason to be involved? Where do you see yourself in a beanie? There's room for everyone, but you set your own goals. You set your own goals, so you're on purpose. Whatever that purpose is, we don't care, but it's better to live a life of purpose regardless of what it is. So we recommend you do that. Filling out the goal sheets, at least for a beanie, will give you a purpose in that area. Now, Danielle Wisdom joined me in November on the trip home from Boca Raton Regional. We sat in the airplane. Me and Adam sat in the airplane and got to talking. She said, what do you do? She was a registered nurse. What do we do? We said, we're in natural healing. She was interested. So we showed her the videos. In fact, she watched most of the videos before we actually left the docking place where people get on. She is a 24-year-old working as a registered nurse at one of the most prestigious hospitals in the country. She works night shift on one of the hardest units physically and emotionally. When she saw a beanie, she knew she wanted to help people through natural healing. I have to tell you, I'm so proud of her. Her accomplishments and the kind of person I have found her to be, a person who makes and then keeps commitments. If she says she's going to be there at a certain time I'm supposed to call, she is. She is just a class act. That's the kind of people we can attract, and we do attract because of the goodness of our product and our business. I'm proud to be a network marketing professional, dedicated to helping people's health, wealth, and having their dreams come true. I know they have for me because of this business, and I want to help others to do that. Everyone who wants it, it's available. So here you are, representing the most industry disrupting, enhancing, and advanced natural healing technologies in the world. I won't say it again, but I tell you, I believe it with everything in me. With an economic engine to make anyone's dreams come true, including yours. Do you want a part-time income, full-time, or big-time income? Do you want to help a few people, or would you like to help thousands or millions of people with health, wealth, and connectivity? It's all possible, and your choice. It's your choice. So what are you going to do, and what size of business do you want to build? It's up to you. Thank you very much.
Dave, thank you so much. So powerful and so true. And Dave is so real. And as he just spoke, he's been there before. And that's why he saw this opportunity with Avini, as I do. When Dave and I were first talking I'll tell you a funny story. When he and I were talking over the holidays, he said, listen, if you commit to this, can I tell him this? He says, you
Yeah.
can tell your family that you can't cook and clean for the next year. I said, I'm in. So I said, better you tell them. So I took I took my video in there and I told them I can't cook and clean for the next year. And my husband said, yeah, go do it. And that's my why. You have to have a strong why, as he said. I want to retire my husband at the end of this year. So I set my goals in, what did you just say? Put your goals in concrete and your timeline is in sand, but just do it. I always say my mom said that way before Nike did. My cousin was a big executive with Nike, and I think my mom told him about that tagline, just do it. Just pull up your bootstraps and do it. Now, some of you are guests on this call tonight, and you probably say, wow, why is this all about maybe the money? No, it's not all about the money. It's about the good you can do with the opportunity. Dave didn't go in great detail on the products because this is not necessarily a product call tonight. We have thousands of testimonials. on a Vini Health training that you can hear on any topic at all, any issue at all. So go there if you'd like to hear more specific about the product use. I'd like to invite somebody to unmute Chip Littlejohn. I'd like to invite Chip because Chip is our master distributor, and Chip is a heart big as the moon, if not bigger. So Chip, we're so grateful to see you here tonight, back with us. We missed you for a while, but we're glad you're here, and I'd like to ask you to offer some of your thoughts, please.
Thanks, and thanks to Dave. Listen to Dave. This is a guy who polished himself bootstraps up. I don't know if he, before I got here, talked about his educational profile. He's basically a creation of his network marketing experience. As he said, he is a professional network marketer. He's a PhD level network marketer. Think about that. That's where he creates his income. That's where he raises his kids. That's how he keeps his wife, period. And so these are the kind of things. And notice his voice inflection. He said these things thousands of times, but it sounds like it's fresh tonight because he genuinely loves it. Yeah, posture of at the top of my page every morning, I write the word important. This conversation with you guys is important. There's 40 of you on tonight. I think this is the biggest vibe so far.
In a while.
In a while, at least. So that's a pretty big deal. And I saw what you guys were doing here. They actually invited me to come once, and I've come every time since because I saw what was going to happen here. And I thought, oh, what an important group this is. And to take those kind of ideas. And I look at Avini and what's happening, and I have come through some difficult times in my life as well and couldn't move around and travel like I used to be able to, but now I can again. And so I drove 650 miles yesterday and my phone finally quit. I was talking to Dave Johnson and talking to two people in a group and talking to Rick and talking to Tony, and we're just working with people. And I sometimes pinch myself and say, I'm working right now talking to you guys. This is what I do. You know, we get to do this. We get to take an idea that can change the way that people function. How important is it? How important is what Dave just said to you? If you heard it, it's not just you, it's thousands of people behind your little square on the screen that won't know if you don't tell them. Mars used to say, who won't know if you don't tell them? Right. Who can't wait while you decide? Those are powerful statements. And you can see when you hear the testimonies how powerful it is. When, you know, Christine, it's not been easy for her in her life. Her dear husband gets creamed in a motorcycle wreck and has to keep working. She has a goal to retire her husband. What a noble goal, more noble than you might realize. If Carol has the idea in her mind that she can help people in remote countries become entrepreneurial and make a living. This is part of what she does. One of the things that she does so that normal people can regain control of their life, both biologically and economically. If it feels like everything's slipping out of your control, if you feel like you've been unintentionally intoxicated by life and it's gradually impairing your function and you would like to come back to your full powers, you're in the right place. And so once again, my main job is to say, number one, I want to encourage you. You're doing something of great value and it's very important. And also maybe the most important thing I can do is thank you for being interested in what we do. Thank you for participating. Thank you for creating and telling your stories. And if I can hand it back to Carol and Christine, thank you for hosting tonight. Ed, for pulling this group together. Ed's one of the first guys to started reaching out into this group and calling. And here's Ed Kosky seen in his little square down there. He's working. I know it doesn't look like he's doing anything, but he's working. He's here with us. He's encouraging us. So thank you, Ed.
It's like Hollywood Squares, right? So Eddie Kowalski is my sponsor. Eddie and I are celebrating our anniversary, January 13th, 3 years coming up. Yeah, and Carol's right behind us because Carol's was one of the first people I called. So God bless each and every one of you. Carol, I think you got some friends on tonight. Do you want to acknowledge them? Say hello? Or Carol, what do you want to share tonight?
I do actually. Meg, are you there? I'd just like to introduce you to everyone. I saw you come in. Meg, are you there?
Maybe
I
she's
am.
not.
Hi,
Hi.
Meg.
Dating
Hi.
tips by Meg. Sorry, I was gonna change my name.
Yeah, so I just really want to introduce you to Meg because I've known Meg for quite some time now. And she is going to be training to be one of my directors for the US for YEA. And I invited her to come and see about this because she needs more energy, she said. And I was like, ah, I've got energy in the bottle. So you've got to come and see what we're up to and what we're doing. And so, Meg, thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you, Carol, for the invitation. Awesome.
Yeah,
Nice to meet you
absolutely.
all.
What is that? Dating tips by Meg? Listen, there's a story that's going on in Ravini for the SEAL Team 7. Eddie Kowalski, Roxana, they never knew each other. We went through MST with MJ, the first one. And guess what? I used to talk to Eddie every day of the week. I've known him for 38 years, and all of a sudden he stopped calling me. And guess what? He was calling Roxana. They fell in love during
Oh,
MST. And they got married, and we celebrated at conference. So you never
Wow.
know, Meg, what's going to
Awesome.
happen. So
Nice, nice.
you
Yes.
never know.
Congratulations, Ed. Roxanne.
Thank you. Thank you.
Carol, anyone else?
I had, she was on, but I think she dropped off. Bo, I was looking for from California, but
I'm here.
oh, you
There.
are there. Yay.
I'm here.
So Bo is another one. She is a director that is training for California for YEA. The people that don't know, I teach a program and it's in 82 countries, guys. And I teach mindset. It's the biggest deal. And we're in 45 countries in Africa. And Bo is training to be a director for California for US. I have 15 directors I am training that will be leading my course in May of 2026. Yay.
Yay. So the possibilities are endless. As Chip just said, I think he said it very well. You never know what your dreams or your desires are, or we want to, if you stop dreaming, this is the place to come and dream, and you're not alone to help you get there. Dave Gilday, you are a guest speaker. You're an awesome man. I almost like you as much as Chip. No, I love the two of you. I don't mean that. I love the two of
Good,
you and
good
Eddie.
recovery.
I got three good men in my life, and I got four inside. He's the one that crashed the motorcycle, but tomorrow is his birthday. So I'm happy that we're all on this track together. I'm going to retire Craig at the end of the year. He got his brace off yesterday, NYU. They did a tendon transfer. Tomorrow will be the big day. We go to see if it will move. So big stuff
Oh,
tomorrow. So Lisa knows she's worked on him and healed him. But Dave Gilday, I'd like you to close us out tonight, if you don't mind. We'd like your
Hold
words of
on.
wisdom.
Whose birthday is it?
My husband's. Tomorrow's my husband's.
Is he nearby?
No, he's inside watching the dogs, keeping them quiet because they like to
Oh,
bark when
because
I'm
I
on
was
here.
going to sing my happy birthday song to him, but forget it.
Oh, thank you, Jen. Thank you, Jen. Dave Gilday, would you close us out? Words of wisdom. We want to hear from you.
I will. The foundation of Avini is our technologies. It's what makes the difference. But it's distribution that's going to make the difference in people's lives. I remember when I was a diamond in another business, there was this lady 60 levels down, and because of the technology, the health technology, it virtually changed her whole life. I mean, from bad to good. And I thought to myself, what if I'd have built slower and the people I sponsored didn't get to her? What if I'd have done that? And that has always driven me. And so it's one of the reasons that I'm never ashamed about talking about the money, about the driving, about the building the distribution network. Never ashamed. Because I'll end up helping, along with others, thousands and millions of people. And how can you be ashamed of that physically? Because one day I sponsored someone and they sponsored and they built a network. So never be ashamed about that. That's the essence of our business, bringing people in and helping them to bring more people in to experience the goodness of this is a joy. It's fun. and it's what I want to do. That's how I want to, in my last third of my life, it just made all the difference to me. That's it.
That's it. Said. Thank you so much, Dave, for being our guest. Hey, guys, we're going to close now, but please go out and share. As he said, we got the greatest team on earth, the greatest products on earth, and we'll look forward. Get your tickets for the summit because Neil extended that. So they're still at, I believe, till the 11th, and then your order ship. Make sure that's placed by Saturday. God bless each and every one of you. See you next week. And good night, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you,
Good
Dave.
night.
Thank you, Chip. Good night, Christine.